Good morning, Colby College. Yep, I'm out here live again today. Nicer day today. I kind of planned for those kind of rainy days this weekend. I'm out here at this really neat vernal pool. So I don't know if you remember me talking about vernal pools. Vernal pools are just big puddles in the woods. See this big puddle in the woods? Lots of green. You could see, I don't know if you could see down in there, there's a couple of yellow birches fell down in there. Yeah, you can see them. A couple of yellow birches fell down in there. They're starting to decay. Oh, look, and there are some eggs. And yay for us. Let's see if I can make this happen this way. Yes, yay for us. Because I came here specially for this. I come down and check out on this vernal pool. There's a couple of neat things to look at down here. So first of all, let's take a look down here at this stump. Now you can see all around the stump. Here's one. Here's another. And here are all the scales, and if you look really closely, you can see the little teeth marks right here have taken those little seeds right out. And there's a pile all around here. There's a pile all around here of these scales. So I want you to picture a red squirrel sitting up on top of here eating, because when it's up here, it can see all around. Gets a pretty good view. Now, let's go in. Dun, 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 dun. Now you have to be really careful in these places because, you know, there aren't that many of them. And so you have to be careful, one, to try not to fall in the water, which I've already done a couple times for you guys, but I picked this one because it's a pretty shallow pool. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. All right, so I want you to look down. Oops, covering the camera. Look down into the water. Do you see those egg masses? Can you see those egg masses? I don't know. Oh, yeah, you can see those egg masses. And then these are quite different right next to it, but they're deeper down. And they look different. So, these are two different species of amphibians. Oh, sorry about that. Two different species of amphibians. So this one, oh, that water is cold. This one we're going to gently lift up, and we're going to take a look at how these eggs are attached right to this tree stem. And they're right attached, and they're really big. And when you put them down in the water, they look almost white. These down here have started to turn white. Look at this big mass of eggs here. Yeah, look at how big the egg sac is, how big those center eyes in there, each one of those being a possible animal. So this is the egg mass of a spotted salamander. These are a protected species here. I'm going to put them back down in here. Those weren't attached to anything, so I'm just going to stick them down in there. And then this, which is completely different and has a hard time staying in my hand, this is the egg mass, get my hand in there, of the wood frog. Notice how it doesn't stay together. They're much smaller. They kind of float around on the top more. So they look really different in the water, even side by side. I got them in there? I hope so. They look really different in the water, and you can see them. And you can see that the spotted salamander eggs, oh, I'm hoping you can see. I don't know. Water's tricky. You don't have polarized glasses on. Water is tricky. Well, looks like you just get to see reflections. But anyway, aren't those two egg masses pretty cool? And really different from one another. One just falls apart in your hand. this kind of gelatinous mass, but the other is a solid mass, and much bigger round pieces. So frogs lay their eggs in masses like this. Toads lay their eggs in strings. They haven't laid their eggs yet. This vernal pool doesn't have very many other than this one spot, I suspect because it's such a small pool. The big pool, the one that I always fall in and get really wet in, the big pool has literally thousands of these in them. Thousands and thousands. But really, egg masses everywhere. Let's see if Miss Steer can get out of here without getting all wet. So, last thing I want to show you is this beautiful forest I'm in. And that's just it. So you just come along these places, and then, oh look, there's a vernal pool. And then, oh, you're just out in the forest again. What tips me off for this vernal pool is there's all this wild blueberry growing up in it. You can see it here. And I saw it. See it here. And I saw all this wild blueberry from afar. And I said, oh, there's the vernal pool. Because I was kind of looking for it. This one's I don't have as well marked. And then I lost it again this morning, too. So vernal pools are really special places. Lots of things live here. As the water recedes, the oxygen is depleted, and it forces those animals to go from gills to lungs. It's part of what speeds up that process. This will stay pretty deep and wet for quite some time because it's way out here in the middle of the forest. It doesn't get really any sunlight, or at least not much at all. We'll come back and check on them in a couple weeks to see if any of them have hatched. So, for Ms. Studer, first thing in the morning this morning with your Red Fox Report. Bye, Colby College.